I'm binding pocket mini notebooks today. Here's a few things that I use. Binder clips for holding pages in place, a sponge or a soft foam mat to protect your workspace, a ruler, and a pencil to measure where to place holes in your book, or you can just eyeball it, an awl for piercing holes. If you don't have an awl, you can use a push pin. A needle. You can use an embroidery or sewing needle. I like to use a curved upholstery needle. Waxed thread. You can use embroidery floss and beeswax if you don't have waxed book thread. And scissors. Make sure your pages are organized and ready for sewing. Use the binder clips to hold them in place.
Hit the like button if you want to see more videos about bookmaking.
Next, take a ruler and pencil and measure the center of the book and about a half an inch from the right and left edge. Mark with your pencil. You're going to mark 3 dots. Place a sponge or a foam mat under your work surface and hold your book in the cradle position to poke holes where you mark them using an awl. Or you can use the push pin like I'm using here. Take your needle and push through each hole on both sides to make sure that you've gone all the way through. Quick tip, if the eye of the needle can't make it through the hole easily, your needle is too large and you'll need a smaller one. Take your wax thread to 2.5 to 3 times the height of the book. This should give you enough thread to sew the book and cut the thread on a diagonal. This will make it easier to thread your needle. After threading, place the needle in the center hole and thread through. Leave a tail and hold it. Next, go to the right hole and thread through. Go to the left or the furthest edge and thread the last hole. Turn your book over, holding that tail thread, secure, go through the center hole again. You'll want to make sure that the needle is underneath on both sides or your center hole. Pull it snug, but not too tight because you'll rip the holes if you do. So you just want it snug so that the pages will stay in place. And then you can either tie a knot. I usually do a triple knot to make sure it's secure, or you could tie a bow. If you wanted to put a little dot of glue, you could do that now to make sure that the knot doesn't unravel, and then just let it dry. I usually just tuck in the ends, but if you don't like how that looks, you can just cut the ends, the excess ends, on a diagonal. Last, to keep the book flat, to help it flatten out, I press the spine of the book, give it a crease, and then you can take your fingers and kind of press through each page on that sewn edge. And if you do this, you'll find that your book lays more flat. I used 6 pages in this book, so that gives you 24 pages.
Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new content. And there you have it. Happy bookmaking!